8 minutes up on the clock. Tip at center court as Clark in versus Heat Dirks. The official comes right at center court. Is the baby blue eagle as it's tipped up. Pioneer controls. DeWolf has it. DeWolf calling out signals over midcourt. DeWolf moves it over to Turman on the near wing. Turman over on the far side to Bogan. Bogan's shot off the top front of the rim. Rebound by Turman, and there's a whistle. As Turman goes to the line as she was underneath. And as Janae Faulkner called for the foul, first of the game. Turman puts it up and puts it in. Pioneer up 1-0 here. 7:46 left to go in the first period. Turman toes up the line, puts the ball in and down. Pioneer up 2-0. Skyline inbounds. The ball tipped down as Hicks has it. Hicks gets it over to Clark. Clark moves it to DeWolf. DeWolf puts it on the near wing. That underneath to Clark. Clark trying to go up and jump ball as Janae Faulkner got in and got her hands on the ball. Excellent defense by the Eagles. Clark will defend the inbound as that ball on the far side comes back to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks has it taken away by DeWolf. Loose ball. DeWolf underneath the basket puts it up. Just contact made. The basket not down. Janae Faulkner coming down the near side over midcourt. Janae Faulkner approaches into the paint, puts it up, and puts it in with the foul. So Faulkner, Janae Faulkner will go to the line for the and one. So Bogan on the foul for Pioneer. One foul on both teams. Janae Faulkner toes up the line for the extra point. Puts it up, and the and one bounces off. Grabs. Skyline saves it, but DeWolf picks it up, coming down the far side of the court over center court. DeWolf approaches the arc on the far side. There's a shot by Bogan from the far wing. That pulled down by Woolley. Woolley sends it ahead to House. House approaches the arc, coming down the far side. Shoots from the high paint. That grab down by Turman. Turman fires it over to Wolf on the far side. To Wolf over center court. To Wolf stops on the far wing, just outside the far sideline. Turman over to Bogan. Bogan puts it down underneath the Clark. Clark puts it up and in. Clark from right underneath the basket. Excellent layup. That makes it Pioneer 4, Skyline 2. 6:35 left to go here in the first period, the first quarter, as Skyline takes a timeout. We'll play a little push on and be right back. 6:35 left to go here in the first quarter. It is Skyline 2, Pioneer 4. Heat Dirks in to inbound on the baseline. Gets on the far side. Here comes Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner loses it, picks up her dribble. She needs a little help, as they'll say she lost it, got it back, so no double dribble. Over to Renee Faulkner. Shot from the far wing. Rebound by DeWolf. DeWolf over center court. DeWolf approaches the arc, puts it on the near wing. Bounce pass underneath the Clark, who puts it up and in. Excellent job, Clark, putting it up. Here comes Janae Faulkner, as it's Pioneers 6 and the Eagles 2. Janae Faulkner over center court, as she's being watched by Hicks. Spins with it, comes, approaches the arc now, steps back in the backcourt, moves it to House on the near side. House looking for Renee Clark. Now House comes in, as there is a foul, as I believe the foul is going to be on DeWolf. We'll see, as Heat Dirks will inbound. Bogan. Heat Dirks inbounds it to Janae Faulkner. That knocked away by Turman, but Janae Faulkner gets it back. Janae Faulkner kicks it out on the far wing to Heat Dirks and gets it back top of the arc. Janae Faulkner calling out signals, gets it to Ray Faulkner on the far side. Now Heat Dirks in the far corner. Heat Dirks coming down the baseline. DeWolf takes it away from her. DeWolf coming down the far sideline, sends it up to Hicks. Hicks up to Clark. Clark puts it in, rolls around the rim and down. And it's Pioneer 8 and Skyline 2. 5:22 left to go here in the first quarter. Coming in is Boynton for Skyline. She will inbound on the baseline. The officials talking things over. As we'll get exactly what was going on there. So Maya Hicks called. There's a bouncing ball. Sherman trying to intercept. Grabbed by House. House in the far corner. House. Double team trying to bounce it over. Out of bounds to Pioneer. Hicks will inbound. It stays Pioneer 8 and the Eagles 2. 5:13 left to go here in the first quarter. Salata in for the Eagles. Turman on the baseline. Inbounds to DeWolf. DeWolf bringing it up the court. Renee Faulkner watching her. DeWolf comes over center court. Kicks it to Bogan on the near wing. Bogan dribbles around the arc. Centered up. Bogan now to Turman on the near side. Underneath to Clark. Back to Turman. Top of the key. Over to Bogan on the far wing. Bogan comes into the paint. Bounce pass to Clark. Clark puts it up and in. As they've been able to find Clark in the paint, and Clark able to definitely knock down those easy baskets. And now a battle for it on the inbound. It'll be a jump ball as it was knocked down to Wolf going to the court to try and secure it. Jump ball, it's going to be Pioneers basketball. They'll inbound it on the near sideline. Pioneer 10, Skyline 2. Bogan has it. Bogan on the near wing, kicks it over to the far wing to Turman with the three. Turman, oh, that bounced around the rim, but wouldn't go down. Now, Salata puts it ahead. Bouncing ball, that intercepted by Bogan. Bogan fires it ahead. DeWolf gets it to Clark underneath. Finding it to Turman. Now over to Bogan for a three-pointer. That off the front of the rim. Bogan gets her own rebound going into the paint. That knocked away. Coming is Renee Faulkner down the other way. Renee Faulkner over center. Renee Faulkner kicks it on the near side to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner, top of the key. Janae Faulkner spins. Top of the paint, goes inside. Bounces high off the glass. The shot won't fall. Taken away by Renee Faulkner. She puts it up. It won't fall, but there was a whistle. So that's going to be a foul on Bogan. And it'll be her third foul. Team third. Oh, it was her second, but that's all right. To the line is Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner puts it up and in. It'll make it Pioneer 10, Skyline 3. Stewart in for Pioneer. Victory in for Skyline. Renee Faulkner with another free throw coming as she toes the line, dribbles the ball, puts it up, puts it in. Pioneer 10, Skyline 4, 3:49 left to go in the first quarter. DeWolf brings the ball down, double team coming on. DeWolf kicks out to Stewart on the far sideline. Stewart over to Clark underneath. Clark puts it up and puts it in. Pioneer 12 and Skyline 4. Skyline quickly ahead as bringing in Boynton. Moves it over to Janae Clark. Janae Clark calling out signals as DeWolf watching her. Janae Clark, top of the arc. Now moves over to her left. Spinning with it, trying to get around DeWolf. Timeout call by Skyline as they weren't finding a good place to go with it. Well, how about a little message from the MHSAA here? We'll be right back. 3:15 left to go here in the first quarter. It is Skyline 4, Pioneer 12. Skyline to inbound the ball. Salata inbounds it. Over to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner just over center point. Kicks it over to Boynton. Boynton over to Salata. Salata moves it over to Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner, double team, trying to find a place to go working around the arc. Over to Janae Faulkner. Centered up, top of the key. Moves it over to Boynton. Boynton over to Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner backs up into the backcourt. Kicks it to Victory. Victory double team, moves it over to Janae Faulkner on the far wing. Janae Faulkner over to Victory. 3-point shot. As that went in, I believe it was actually a 2-pointer as the toe was on the line, but it makes it Pioneer 12, Skyline 6, and there's a shot by Stewart that goes in. As she knocks down a shot, makes it Pioneer 15 and Skyline 6. As Renee Faulkner tries the inbound pass, that tipped. Here comes Stewart the other way over center court. Stewart trying to feed it to Atkins, couldn't quite get it to Atkins, just a little far. That's going to come right back the other direction. Skyline will inbound. Salata to inbound on the baseline. Triggers to Victory on the near sideline. Victory gets it over to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks over center. Heat Dirks over to Salata, top of the key. Moves it to Boynton. Boynton over to House. House working away on the top, on the high post on the far side. Just got into the paint, put it up. Whistle blown. Hicks called for the foul. Inbounded. House with the three-pointer. That off the rim. Controlled by Stewart. Stewart with the rebound. Kicks it to Hicks. Hicks over center court. Hicks coming down the far side. Gets it over to Atkins. Atkins finds Stewart. Centered up on the arc. Stewart looks to her left. Gets it to Hicks. Hicks on the far wing. Works her way around the arc. Now kicking it on the far side to Atkins. Atkins goes down. And they're going to say that Skyline ball. Out of bounds. Salata inbounds it over to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks coming down the far sideline. Being watched by Atkins. Now moves it to House. House over center. House skies it over now. The ball in the far corner over to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks double teamed on the far sideline. That knocked away. Here comes Hicks with it. Hicks into the paint. Puts it up. Oh, and she got a little too underneath the basket. Battle for the rebound and now call a jump ball in the far corner as Brines went down to the court to try and get it. And Skyline able to get another set of hands on it. 1:04 left to go here in the first period. It is Skyline 6, Pioneer 15. Possession arrow. As they're discussing things here. As substitution coming in, Dombrowski for Pioneer, replacing Hicks. Skyline will inbound on the baseline as they trigger into Victory. Victory gets it back to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks moves over to Salata, over to House along the near sideline. That knocked down by Rollins. Rollins trying to get away with it. Rollins intercepted. It came down as Victory managed to get her hands on it. That'll again be a jump ball as Rollins trying to work her way around and get away from Victory, but Victory able to get a pair of hands on it. Here comes Stewart with the inbound. Stewart over center court, being watched by House. Stewart over to Atkins. That knocked down. Coming down with it is Boynton. Boynton loses on the ground over to Victory. Victory at the free throw line. Now House with a three-pointer. That off the back of the rim. In the far corner is Salata. Salata as the whistle blown. Out of bounds. Tipped out of bounds by Pioneer. Salata will inbound. Moves it over to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks in the backcourt. Controls now over midcourt. Heat Dirks over to House. House working her way around the arc from the near side to the far side. In the high post on the far side, there's a shot three-pointer. Knocked down. Pulled away by Dombrowski. Pioneer with it as Stewart coming down the far sideline. Stewart over center court. Stewart being watched by Salata. Stewart gets a good pick from Rollins. Puts up the three-pointer and in! So good pick set by Rollins. Freed up Stewart. Stewart with the three-pointer. Skyline to inbound. 8 minutes up on the clock here in the second quarter. It is Skyline 6, Pioneer 18. Heat Dirks to inbound. Right in front of us. She gives it to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner dribbles over center court, calling out signals. House to her right. Hicks defending her. Sends it over to Victory on the near side. Over to Boynton. Back to Victory on the near wing. House centered up. Steps back into the backcourt. Top of the paint. Gets it back to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner moves it over Boynton. Boynton works around the arc. That tipped away by Hicks. Boynton gets it back. Now knocked away by DeWolf. DeWolf moves it to Hicks underneath the basket. Hicks has that knocked away by Boynton. Whistle blown. As 7:27 left to go. Hicks at the line. Eyes the basket, puts it up, and bounces off the front of the rim.
Substitutes the Eagles, number 14, Maya Woolley, and number 23, Claire Salata.
Salata and Woolley come in for Skyline. Hicks in for another shot. She puts it up. Bounces off the back of the rim. So at 7:25, it is the Eagles 6 and Pioneer 18. Quickly ahead to Janae Faulkner on the near wing. Janae Faulkner works her way around the arc, calling out signals. Victory to her left, gets the ball. Victory just outside the three-point, over to House. House centered up. Moves it over to Janae Faulkner on the new far wing. Janae Faulkner back to Victory. Victory works her way to the far wing. Now gets it back to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner looking for a place to go with it. Bounces it over to House. Gets it back to Salata. Salata over to House. House works her way into the paint. That tipped away out of bounds. They're going to keep it. Skyline ball. 6:50 left to go here. In this, the second quarter. As Salata will inbound. Gets it over to House on the near sideline. House works her way to the free throw line. Tries to put it up. That knocked down by DeWolf. House grabbed her. Whistle. It is the Eagles 6, Pioneer 18. House called for the foul as Hicks will inbound to DeWolf. DeWolf bringing it down the near sideline. Being watched by Woolley. DeWolf over center. DeWolf goes to the far wing. Over to Clark. Centered up. Clark with the three-pointer. That bounces off the rim. That pulled down by House. House heads the other direction. House coming down the far sideline over center court. House being watched by DeWolf. House. Crossover dribble comes to the far sideline. Looking for a place to go. Kicks it over to Victory. Victory for a three-pointer from the far corner. And that makes it Eagles 9 and Pioneer 18. 6:05 left to go here in the second quarter. DeWolf has it. Over center. Moves it to Bogan. Bogan. Over to Clark. Clark in the paint. Puts up a hook. Oh, it wouldn't fall for Janae Faulkner with the rebound. Janae Faulkner over to House. House comes up to the three-point line on this near side. House double team trying to get it, and it goes out of bounds off of DeWolf. That will stay Eagles ball as Salata will come in. Salata will inbound. Turman comes back in for Pioneer, and Stewart comes back in for Pioneer. Janae Faulkner has it right at center court as she calls out signals, being watched now by Clark. Janae Faulkner, bounce pass over on the near side to Woolley. Woolley kicks it back out to Renee Faulkner, who goes down baseline, kicks it up, won't fall for her. Turman trying to get the ball. That tipped away, and it'll go over to Pioneer. 5:25 left to go here in the second quarter. It is the Eagles 9 and Pioneer 18. Turman to inbound. Turman gets it to DeWolf. DeWolf moves it over to Turman. Turman in the paint. Fires it over to DeWolf. DeWolf over center court. DeWolf puts up a layup as she ran down the lane, put it up and put it down and count it, as it is Eagles 9 and Pioneer 20. Ahead to Victory. Victory over Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner dribbles with it, slows it down. Janae Faulkner switches hands, comes into the paint, kicks it up, Wouldn't go down for her, but a whistle and a foul. Is Janae Faulkner to the line, shooting 2. 3 fouls for the Eagles, 5 for Pioneer. They did not announce who committed the foul. Janae Faulkner puts it up and in. That'll make it an even 10 for the Eagles. That was Clark on the foul. I just had to say something, and they announced it. So kudos to public address announcer. That was me pulling the gun a little early there. Janae Faulkner eyes the rim for her second shot. Puts it up. Puts it in. She has been fantastic from the free throw line. Ahead to DeWolf. Pioneer coming down the far sideline. DeWolf over center court. DeWolf comes down the far sideline. Kicks it off to Stewart. Stewart working her way around the arc. Top of the key. Stewart steps back into the backcourt. Over to Turman. Turman to Clark. Then trying to get it to Turman underneath the basket. Gets it back to Clark. Travel called on Turman underneath the basket. That'll be over to Skyline, as it's Skyline 11, Pioneer 20. Janae Faulkner has it. Sends ahead to Woolley. Woolley kicks it to Victory on the far wing. Victory! That off the backboard. As DeWolf with the rebound. DeWolf over center court with racing down the far sideline. Loses her balance. Slipped. As a whistle blew, foul on Victory. Skyline didn't like it, but Pioneer will inbound right in front of the Skyline bench on the far sideline. Hicks to inbound as Renee Faulkner watching it. Ahead to Clark, right underneath the basket. Clark puts it up and in. Pioneer with a definite height advantage underneath the basket with Clark taking advantage of it. Now Woolley double team, kicks ahead to Victory. Victory finds Renee Faulkner coming down the far sideline. Renee Faulkner steps up, gets it to Salata. Salata with a shot, a 10-foot shot. That bounces off the back of the rim. Rebound as Janae Faulkner trying to get it. Coming away with it, Hicks kicks it to Turman. Ahead to DeWolf over center court. DeWolf gets into the paint, puts up, and in, and a whistle as DeWolf drove the lane and managed to kick it up and in, and with the foul, Woolley called for the foul, so DeWolf to put up the and one. 3:44 left to go here in the second quarter. Brines comes in, as well as Bowman for Pioneer. As it is Skyline 11, Pioneer 24. 13-point lead for Pioneer with a free throw coming. As DeWolf puts it up and puts it in. That gives Pioneer 25. 14-point lead for Pioneer. Salata to inbound. Gets it to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner calling out signals. Gets it to Victory along the near sideline, over midcourt, over to Woolley. Woolley back to Janae Faulkner, over to Victory on the near wing. Victory trying to get away from Brines. Now Bogan comes in to double team. That knocked away by DeWolf. DeWolf heads into the paint, kicks it over to Brines, who puts it up and in. Contact by Victory, no call, as it is the Eagles 11, Pioneer 27. Contact came after the shot. But excellent job by Brines to put it up and in. 3:06 left to go in the second. And the ball stolen away by DeWolf. DeWolf heading over center court. DeWolf kicks it off to the far wing, and that tipped away out of bounds. Knocked by Skyline. As We Love Ann Arbor here, Terry Jacoby taking some photographs, so check out for their pictures and articles about the game at weloveannarbor.com. They're going to say that was off a Pioneer, and Skyline will inbound. 5 fouls by the Eagles, 5 fouls by Pioneer. 2:50 left to go here in the second. Eagles 11, Pioneer 27. As House has it on the near wing, gets it over to Janae Faulkner, centered up on the three-point line. Janae Faulkner, double team Pioneer. That knocked away by DeWolf. DeWolf headed into the paint. DeWolf puts it up and in. Excellent job by DeWolf to get it down and put up the layup. 2:23 left to go here in the first quarter. Eagles 11, Pioneer 29. There's a three-pointer by House. That goes off the rim. Bogan grabs it. Bogan trying to split between. There's a whistle as Bogan and House battled for it, and then Bogan tried to split a pair of Skyline defenders. That ball will stay with Pioneer. Boynton called for the foul, number 44. So Skyline with 6 fouls. Bogan has it, kicks it over to Brines. Brines back to Bogan on the far side. Bogan trying to get over center court. Bogan trips the ball, kicked the House, stolen away by Atkins. Atkins sends ahead. That's stolen away by Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner puts up a three. That bounces off the back of the rim. Rebound, pulled down on the far side by Bogan as Bogan and House bump. That's going to be a foul, I believe, on House. That is going to be a foul on House. That is the 7th foul. So that'll be 1-1 at the line. As House on the foul, Bogan will take the shot. 1:49 left to go here in the second quarter. Bogan dribbles, looks up to the rim, puts it up, puts it in. Heavy rotation, high arc, as it's a very nice free throw going down. Salata comes back in for Skyline. Pioneer with 30 points, one more free throw coming. It's the Eagles 11, Pioneer 30. Bogan puts it up and bounces off the rim. Rebound, Janae Faulkner on the near sideline. Janae Faulkner gets it to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks back to Janae Faulkner over center. Janae Faulkner double teamed, trying to get it away from Brines and Bogan. Whistle blown. Brines called for the foul, as Salata will inbound on the near sideline. 1:35 left to go here in the second. Eagles 11, Pioneer 30. Janae Faulkner has it in the backcourt. Janae Faulkner with Brines watching her. Janae Faulkner dribbles to her right now, steps back, looking for a place to go with it. Gets a screen, and it was a moving screen. That'll go over to Pioneer as they call Salata for it. Pioneer will inbound as Atkins has it on the near sideline. Atkins gets it to Brines. Salata called for the foul as Bogan sends it to Brines on the near wing. Brines over to Dombrowski. Dombrowski in the near corner trying to dribble. That knocked away. Foul. So that's going to go against Heat Dirks, or I believe it was Heat Dirks. As Dombrowski now in to take the free throw, 1-1.
Substitution for Pioneers, number 21,
Spisak in for Pioneer. Dombrowski to the line. It's the Eagles 11, Pioneer 30. Ball up and rebound by Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks with it. Kicks ahead to Janae Faulkner. Over center. Janae Faulkner down the near sideline. Now she heads towards center court, centered up, just on the Skyline logo. Double team. Renee Faulkner gives her a screen. Janae Faulkner comes into the paint, loses the handle, but a whistle blown, and looks like Spisak, as Rollins gets called for the foul. Janae Faulkner to the line. She has been very good from the free throw line. 55 seconds left before half. The Eagles 11, Pioneer 30. Janae Faulkner puts it up, rolls off of the rim, grabbed by Rollins. Rollins gets over to Atkins. Atkins ahead to Brines. Brines down the far sideline over Severn Court. Gets it back to Atkins. Atkins kicks it in the far corner to Dombrowski. Dombrowski back to Brines. Brines into the far corner over to Atkins. Atkins on the far wing. Atkins all the way to Dombrowski. Dombrowski in the high post. Shot wouldn't fall. Rollins puts it up. That pulled down by Boynton. Boynton over to Janae Faulkner. 27 seconds left to go. before halftime. Janae Faulkner over center court. Janae Faulkner being watched by Atkins. Janae Faulkner switches hands, gets it on the near court to Salata. Salata's three-pointer wouldn't fall down, but Heat Dirks with the rebound. Heat Dirks puts it up. Rebound over to Brines. Brines kicks it to Rollins. Rollins back to Brines over center court. Brines, 4 seconds left to go. Brines trying to kick it underneath and tipped away, and that will be the end of the first half. At the end of the first half, come on in and see the men battle. We'd love to see you here, especially donning a little purple, although if you're wearing sky blue, it would be great to see these stands filled no matter what rooting alliance you have. As Hicks to inbound right in front of us. As she gets it to Bogan. Over center court, Bogan. Kicks it. Top of the key to Clark. Clark looking for a place to go with it. Moves it to DeWolf. DeWolf working her way down the baseline. Moves it out on the far wing to Hicks. Hicks with the shot. That off of the front of the rim. Rebound with it. Coming down the near side is Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks approaches the arc. Gets it over to Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner kicks it to House over a three-pointer. Oh, it would not fall. Bogan with the rebound for Pioneer. Bogan coming down. Bogan quickly kicks it out to Hicks. Hicks trying to get it underneath the Clark. That off of Heat Dirk's foot. Out of bounds. And we'll be right back to Pioneer. As DeWolf will inbound on the baseline underneath her own basket. Renee Faulkner with the defense of the inbound. As she kicks it all the way out to Bogan. Bogan retreats over half court to get it. Now dribbles up, kicking it to Clark. Clark just outside the arc, centered up. Gets it to DeWolf. DeWolf on the far wing. DeWolf works her way into the far corner. Now kicks into the paint, rolls it up. Would not fall for her, but there was a whistle. 7:11 left to go here in the third. As Worley gets the foul. First for the Eagles for this half. Pioneer to inbound. Again to Wolf. Just on the far side of the basket. Coming in, Stewart for Pioneer. As Bogan over to Stewart. Stewart back to Bogan. Now over to Clark on the far side of the paint. Clark trying to get it underneath to Stewart and out of bounds over to the Eagles. 7 minutes left to go here in the third. It is the Eagles 11, Pioneer 30. As Heat Dirks to inbound over to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner brings it up court. Janae Faulkner over center court, pointing out signals. Stewart watching Janae Faulkner. As she kicks on the far side to Woolley. Woolley gets it back to Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner on the far wing now, centered up. Top of the key over to Janae Faulkner on the near wing. Right back, top of the key to Woolley. Woolley trying to get into the paint now, off in the near corner to Janae Faulkner. She works her way in, kicks up a hook in the paint. That won't fall. Off, rebound Bogan. Quickly ahead to Clark. Clark travel with it as Pioneer quickly fired it all the way down. Clark caught it underneath the basket. Couldn't quite stop in time, and travel committed. Janae Faulkner heading the other direction. 6:20 left to go here in the third. It remains a 19-point game. Pioneer in the lead. Janae Faulkner. Bounce pass over to Woolley. Then Janae Faulkner gets it back. Feeds it into the near corner to Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner hands it back to Janae Faulkner as she works her way over around the arc. Janae Faulkner switching hands, dribbling top of the key. Moves it on the far wing. Whistle. Timeout Skyline as they're looking for a place to go with it. And we'll take the moment to play Push On once more for you. You're listening to Pioneer Women's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. Now Pioneer walking their way down to the right. Pioneer going from right to left in this half. Heat Dirks to inbound just in front of her bench on the far sideline. Heat Dirks gets it to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner on the far wing. Steps into the backcourt, calling out. Bogan watching her. Bounce pass over on the near side to Renee Faulkner over to House in the near corner. Back to Heat Turks. Heat Turks gets it into the paint to Woolley. Woolley has that knocked down by Stewart. Stewart with the ball heading the other direction. Good block by Stewart. Stewart bump from behind, working her way around the arc, trying to get it into the paint, trying to feed Clark. That knocked away, coming the other direction with it, Renee Faulkner over half court. Renee Faulkner into the far side, knocked away by Clark as she tipped it from behind, gives it to Stewart. Stewart heading up court, coming down the far sideline over center court. Stewart hands off to Hicks. Hicks has the ball grabbed by Renee Faulkner as she was trying to look over the court, find a place to go with it. Renee Faulkner grabbed the ball, and that is a jump ball. That'll head right back to Eagles basketball. 5:15 left to go here in the third. Skyline 11, Pioneer 30. Janae Faulkner comes over center. Janae Faulkner bounce pass over to Renee Faulkner in the far side. Now Heat Turks in the far corner. Puts it underneath, and that put in by Janae Faulkner as she got into the paint along the baseline. Excellent feed and put it in as it's the Eagles 13, Pioneer 30. Now DeWolf brings it down the near side. DeWolf goes up into the paint, puts it up, but a foul called. Contact made underneath the basket, and imagine it's a shooting foul, but we'll see as she was going up. And indeed it is. Janae Faulkner's second foul, team second foul of this half, as DeWolf to the line. DeWolf puts it up and it rattles home. Eagles 13, Pioneer 31. Boynton comes in for the Eagles as well as Victory, replacing Woolley and Renee Faulkner. DeWolf with one more free throw. Puts it up and puts it in. It's the Eagles 13, Pioneer 32, back to a 19-point lead as Heat Turks brings it down on the far side of the court over center court. Heat Turks. Good pass over to House on the far wing. House looking for a place to go with it. Trying to get to Victory, and that knocked away. Here comes Bogan down the other direction. Bogan slows it down, gets it to Hicks. Hicks underneath to Stewart. Stewart puts it up and in. Plus the whistle. 4:24 left to go here in the third. Oh, and there is a injured player as one of the Eagles, as that's House, who comes off the bench and goes into the locker room. We hope House is all right, as just got knocked in the face as the ball brought up by Janae Faulkner, as it is the Eagles 13, Pioneer 34. Janae Faulkner goes onto the far wing, cuts her way into the paint, puts it up, it rolls home, plus the whistle. As House being looked at and along the far wall. It looks like she just contact with the nose. Clark commits the foul. That'll be the first for Pioneer in this half, second for Clark in the game. Janae Faulkner in for the and one opportunity. The Eagles have 15, looking to make it 16. The ball is up off of the back iron, and here comes Pioneer with it. Stewart over half court, as it is the Eagles 15, Pioneer 34. Bounce pass into Clark, gets it underneath to DeWolf. DeWolf puts it up, contact made, and she was on the baseline, just on the far side of the paint. Shots coming for DeWolf. Janae Faulkner with the foul. That'll be Janae's third, the team's third. DeWolf at the line, shooting two. Puts it up and puts it in. Nothing but net on that one. As now Renee Faulkner comes in, replacing Janae Faulkner. DeWolf dribbles, eyes the rim, puts it up, puts it in. It is the Eagles 15, Pioneer 36. Whistle as substitution. Terman comes in for Pioneer. Renee Faulkner brings the ball up over half court, approaches top of the key, now steps back with Turman watching her. On the near side to Salata. Now the ball over to Boynton. Boynton over on the near side to Heat Turks. Heat Turks over to Victory. Victory on the free throw line over to Salata. On the far wing, Salata has that ball bounced away. Oh, Heat Turks able to keep it in bounds. That tipped by DeWolf out of bounds, but it's going to stay Eagle ball. 3:29 left to go here in the third. Eagles 15, Pioneer 36. As Salata to inbound on the baseline. Got it to Victory. That knocked down. Shot rejected. Ahead quickly to Stewart. Stewart spins, gets into the lane, puts it up. A little hard, but contact made. Stewart will go to a line. As I believe that will be Salata on the foul. Salata's second foul. That will be the Eagles' fourth foul. As Stewart at the line shooting two. She puts it up and puts it in. That makes the Eagles 15, Pioneer 37. 22-point lead. Brines comes in for Hicks. Stewart. One more shot from the charity stripe. Spins the ball, puts it up. Bounces off of the back iron. Would go down, but rebound. Grabbed by Turman. Her shot wouldn't go down. Rebounded by Skyline. Salata got it. That ahead to Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner over to Boynton. Boynton gets it back to Heat Turks. Heat Turks works her way around the arc. Gets it over to Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner into paint. Oh, rattled around. Wouldn't go down. Stewart with the rebound. Whistle blown. 2:57 left to go here. Salata picks up a foul. Her third foul. Team fifth foul. As DeWolf brings it down the near sideline over center court. Gets it over to Brines. Brines feeds Stewart on the far sideline. Stewart gets a screen. Now comes over. Kicks it to Bogan in the far corner. Bogan trying to work away. Gets it to Turman. Turman puts it up. And Eagle got a hand on it. And here comes Renee Faulkner the other direction. Renee Faulkner over midcourt. Over to Boynton on the far wing. Boynton over to Heat Turks. Heat Turks gets into the paint, puts it up, and that grabbed by Stewart. Eagles 15, Pioneer 37. Stewart over center court. Stewart on the far sideline gets it to Bogan. Bogan in the paint, up, wouldn't come down. Salata gets the rebound. Whistle blown as Stewart will pick up the foul. Second for Pioneer of this half. As Stewart will be, Atkins came in. We'll see who she's replacing. DeWolf comes out. Rollins comes in for Pioneer. So again, Eagles 15, Pioneer 37 here in the third with 2:12 left to go. Renee Faulkner brings the ball up court. She goes over midcourt. Renee Faulkner looks to her left. Boynton there in the corner. Coming up is Dombrowski. As there's a shot from the paint by Salata. The ball rebounded by Boynton from the corner. Salata shot. That rebounded by Brines. Brines tied up by Victory. That'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes Pioneers' way. 1:49 left to go here in the third. Turman to inbound. Turman gets it back from Dombrowski. Eagles 15, Pioneer 37. Turman coming down court, coming down the far sideline, over center court, gets it to Brines. Brines moves it to Dombrowski. Dombrowski, a three-pointer. Off the glass, trying to put it up. Turman grabs the ball. She's tied up by Renee Faulkner. That will go the other way. On the jump ball, it'll go to the Eagles as Heat Turks gets it to Renee Faulkner. Renee Faulkner brings it up court. 1 minute, 28 seconds left to go in the third. Over to Victory on the near wing. Victory feeds Salata. Salata getting it back to Heat Turks on the near wing. Heat Turks goes into the near corner. Gets it to Salata. Long two-pointer, 18-foot two-pointer. That goes out of bounds. And that will be Pioneer to trigger inbound. Turman to inbound the ball. Turman gets it to Brines. Brines coming down the far sideline. 1 minute, 10 seconds left to go in the third. Bryans on the far wing. Bounce pass to Rollins underneath. Rollins puts it up and in. Eagles 15, Pioneer 39. 1 minute left to go in the third. As Renee Faulkner brings it over midcourt. Renee Faulkner steps top of the key, gets it to Victory on the near wing. Victory. Bounce pass, trying to get it to Heathurst. That knocked away by Atkins. Atkins going coast to coast, puts it up, puts it in. Atkins makes it 41 for Pioneer, 15 for the Eagles. 37 seconds left in the third. Heathurst over center court. Heathurst approaches the arc, puts it over to Renee Faulkner. That blocked by Turman. Turman over to Rollins. Rollins ahead to Dombrowski. Dombrowski comes up to the paint looking for a place to go. Double teamed with it. Goes down to the floor. Whistle blown. See if she got a timeout called or if there was a foul. Travel called. Traveling called. It's going to go to the Eagles. Eagles 15, Pioneer 41. 20 seconds left to go in the third. House back in, so we are very happy to see that House is all right and back in the game. As she brings it over midcourt. House looks to Heathurst on the other side. Now gets it to Victory. Back to House. House to the free throw line. Skies it up. That touches the net but goes out of bounds. That will go over to Pioneer. 3 seconds left. Pioneer will just inbound and hold on to it, and that is the end of the third. At the end of 3, it is the Eagles 15 and your Pioneer women's varsity basketball team 41. The team wherever you are. Atkins will inbound from the near sideline right in front of us. Bryan's out there as well as Spisak, Dombrowski, and Rollins. They had inbounded to Bryan's. Bryan's working away in the backcourt on the near side. Feeds Atkins. Atkins moves it over to Spisak. Spisak has that knocked away. Coming down with it, Woolley. Woolley gets into the paint. Woolley has it knocked away by Bryan's. Excellent job by Bryan's to get back on defense and knock that away as Woolley looking to go court to court or sideline to sideline to put it up. Knocked down. Heathurst will inbound. 7:47 left to go. That to House. House. That tipped away. Whistle. As a foul called. Moving screen the call. And that'll go to Pioneer. As Atkins inbounds. That's stolen away by Janae Faulkner. She puts it up. Fouled as Pioneer didn't want to give up the easy basket. I believe Atkins got her. We'll see. Dombrowski, it looks like. Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner in to take the shot. 6 fouls right now on the Eagles. 3 for Pioneer. Janae Faulkner eyes it. She has been fantastic from the stripe, and she gets nothing but net on that one and continues an excellent run from the free throw line. That makes it Eagles 16, Pioneer 41. Janae Faulkner again toes the line, puts the ball up, and puts it in. Pioneer to inbound, Atkins with it as it's Eagles 17, Pioneer 41. 7:42 left to go. Bryans brings it down. Bryans bounce pass over to Atkins. Atkins puts it up and puts it in. Atkins from the high post, just the near side of the paint, makes it Eagles 17, Pioneer 43. Janae Faulkner heads over midcourt, being watched by Atkins. Janae Faulkner works her way to her left, now her right, into the near corner to Heathurst. Heathurst gets it back to Janae Faulkner. She's at the top of the key, steps back into the backcourt over to House. House with a long three-pointer. That bounced off the back of the rim, saved by Victory, but that's grabbed by Atkins, stolen away by Janae Faulkner. Now Heathurst with it underneath the basket, back to Woolley. Woolley over to Janae Faulkner for 3. Oh, that one, hard luck bounce off the rim. Battle for it on the far side. Whistle. 6:53 left to go. As 1-1, because that is the 7th foul on Skyline. As House gets her 3rd foul. Spisak at the line for Pioneer, shooting 1-1. Eagles 17, Pioneer 43. 6:53 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Spacek puts it up, and it falls off the far side of the rim. As getting it, Atkins grabs the rebound. Jump ball, possession arrow goes to Skyline. Heat Dirks inbounds it to Janae Faulkner. Skyline really good at tying up when there's a rebound. Janae Faulkner approaches midcourt. Atkins watching her as she dribbles to her left, to her right. Hands it off to House on the near wing. House looking for a place to go with it. Atkins watching House. House dribbles. Brines picks her up in the corner. Now trying to get to it. Janae Faulkner along the baseline. There's House with the long three. That one wouldn't go in. Rebounded by Woolley. Woolley over to Victory. Victory takes a shot. Gets her own rebound. Another rebound by Victory off of her basket, or after her miss. Over to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks fouled, and she was at the top of the key. Atkins gets the foul as inbounding at House from the near sideline. 6:11 left to go here in the fourth. Eagles 17, Pioneer 43. Heat Dirks has it on the far sideline. Gets it to House, centered up. Over to Janae Faulkner on the near wing. Back to Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks has her pass knocked away by Atkins. Out of bounds off a Pioneer. Heat Dirks will inbound just in front of her bench. Over to Janae Faulkner just inside of midcourt. Janae Faulkner has Dombrowski on her. Janae Faulkner dribbles over to House on the near wing. Janae Faulkner with the three. As she bounces it off the backboard and down. Faulkner with the three-pointer. That makes it Eagles 20 and Pioneer 43. Pioneer, quick, Brines brings it up. Over to Dombrowski. Her three-pointer off the rim. Spacek with the rebound. She goes up. Contact made. Foul call. 5:41 left to go as Spacek will go to the line. 8th foul by Skyline. Woolley's third foul. Spacek at the line. Puts up the first, and it bounces around the rim and wouldn't go down. Bounces off the far side. She gets another shot. Eagles 20, Pioneer 43, trying to make it 44. As Spacek, just a little hard, bounces off. Rebound Atkins. Atkins has it on the far sideline. Gets it back to Spacek. Gets it back. Atkins with a long three-pointer. Just a little hard, but rebound Spacek. Timeout called by Pioneer before they could tie it up, and we'll take it with them. Here is Push On. You're listening to Pioneer Women's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. 5:31 left to go here in the fourth. Pioneer to inbound underneath their own basket. Rollins to trigger in, gets it to Spacek. Spacek puts it up, wouldn't go down. Rollins grabs it. Rollins trips over a Skyline player, and here comes Heat Dirks. Heat Dirks gets it ahead to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner gets inside, trying to go down baseline. Foul. That one on Dombrowski. That'll be Pioneer's fifth foul. 21. That would be Spacek. Quickly inbounded to House. House with the three-pointer. That falls short, out of bounds. They'll say it was tipped by Pioneer. It'll go back to Skyline. 5:08 left to go here in the fourth. Eagles 20, Pioneer 43. House works her way into the paint, puts it up. Whistle called as it bounced off. Atkins called for the foul. Her second, team 6. House at the line. 5:04 left to go here in the fourth. House settles in, puts it up, puts it in. 21 points for the Eagles, 43 for Pioneer. Eagles trying to get it back. Close to trying to make it a 21-point game. That rims out. Brines with the rebound. Brines ahead to Atkins. Atkins coming down the near sideline. Bump a dink, go out of bounds. Atkins right up to the basket. Puts it up and in. Great job getting into the paint, putting up the layout. Atkins makes it. Pioneer 45, the Eagles 21. as Janae Faulkner gets it underneath the Woolley. Woolley kicks it back out to Heat Turk for the three. That off the front of the rim. Rebound, Brines. Brines heads down into the paint. Brines puts it up. Contact made. Ball wouldn't fall. We'll have a foul. 4:35 left to go here.
Foul number 12, Janae Faulkner.
Janae Faulkner called for the foul.
Team 9.
Brines to the line. 4:35 left to go here in the fourth. Brines puts it up. Off the backboard. Wouldn't fall for her. Eagles 21.
Number 13, Renee Faulkner.
Renee Faulkner in for the Eagles. Eagles 21, Pioneer 45. Brines, one more shot from the line. Brines dribbles up, puts it up, puts it in. Eagles 21, Pioneer 46. Janae Faulkner has it coming down the near side of the court. Taking her time as she goes over center court. Being watched by Dombrowski. Screen set by Renee Faulkner over to Woolley in the far corner. Woolley being watched by Atkins. Janae Faulkner gets it back. Back to Woolley. Woolley with an 18-footer from the far wing puts it in. And it's 23 for the Eagles, 46 for Pioneer. Brines comes down with it. Gets it over to Dombrowski. Dombrowski back to Brines. Brines in the backcourt. On the far side, kicks it to Atkins. Atkins in the far corner over to Rollins. Rollins, top of the key. And moved over to Spisak. Spisak has it poked away. Grabbing it, Janae Faulkner heading the other direction. Janae Faulkner over center court. Janae Faulkner stops, top of the key. Over to Renee Faulkner, put in, and that one just wide. Just a little strong. Brines with the ball over center court. Rebound by Spisak. Brines on the far sideline. Heads down into the far corner. Kicks it over to Dombrowski. Dombrowski. Contact made by Renee Faulkner. That'll be the 9th foul on Skyline. Dombrowski to the line. That's 10th foul, so shooting 2 will be Dombrowski. 3:22 left to go here in the fourth. Pioneer, the double bonus. Dombrowski, just a little short. She'll take her second shot. Eagles 23, Pioneer 46, 23-point game. Dombrowski puts it down as now Pioneer with 47, making it a 24-point game. Janae Faulkner brings it over center court. Janae Faulkner being watched by Atkins. She calls out signals. Kicks it to Victory on the near wing. Victory to House in the near corner. House works her way around the arc, puts it up, and wouldn't fall for her. Over to Brines, rebound by Atkins. Brines brings it over center court. Brines backs up, slows it down. Under 3 minutes to go. Gets it to Atkins on the near wing. Atkins kicks it to Rollins, top of the key. Rollins moves it to Dombrowski along the far sideline. Dombrowski trying to work her way to the paint. That knocked away. Here comes Janae Faulkner. She's had a number of different steals. As trying to get in front of her was Atkins. That foul will be called on Pioneer. That will be their 7th. As Skyline will be shooting 1-1 as they're in the bonus. Janae Faulkner goes to the line. Salata and Boynton in for Skyline. Janae Faulkner eyes it, puts it up. And that off the arc, off the rim. Rare miss from the free throw line by Janae Faulkner. Bringing it up Brines. Brines over to Dombrowski. Dombrowski just over center court. Brings it over the Skyline Eagle logo. Now trying to find a place to it. That over to Brines and off out of bounds as tipped by Woolley. Trying to knock it away from Brines. That'll stay with Pioneer. Rollins to inbound. Right in front of us. 2:22 left to go in the fourth. as Boynton watching the inbound pass. Atkins trying to get it over. That tipped the ball loose on the far side, gathered by the Eagles, as bringing it ahead, Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner over midcourt. Janae Faulkner directing traffic. Dribbles to her left, trying to get into the paint. Puts up a high hook. Rollins trying to come down with it. As Salata came up over top of her. They'll say Rollins touched it last. They'll say it's Eagles basketball. As Woolley to inbound. Gets it to Salata. Salata on the near wing. Back to Janae Faulkner in the backcourt. Centered up. Janae Faulkner. Trying to direct traffic. Get people where she wants them. She kicks it back. Trying to get to Salata. She saves it inbound. Boynton has it. Back to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner being watched by Brines. Head over to Woolley. Woolley with a shot. That one off of the backboard and gathered in by Brines. Brines over center court. Brines heads to the far sideline. 1:32 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Eagles 23, Pioneer 47. As down to the floor hard is Dombrowski. Woolley gets called for the foul. That'll be Skyline's 11th foul. As Dombrowski to the line, shooting two. Woolley will be replaced coming in. Renee Faulkner and Heat Dirks in for Skyline. As all of a sudden the scoreboard went blank for a second there. They just wanted to scare me. Dombrowski puts it off the backboard and in. Makes it 48 points for Pioneer. 23 for Skyline. Pioneer up 25 points with one more free throw coming by Dombrowski. Dombrowski puts it up and in, again off the backboard. Skyline to trigger inbound. Heat Dirks gets it to Janae Faulkner. Janae Faulkner brings it over half court. Janae Faulkner dribbles to her right, trying to get to the free throw line, working her way into the paint. Kicks it back as there's a battle for it. Salata had it tied up by Atkins. As possession arrow to Pioneer as Atkins inbounds to Brines. Brines trying to get away from Heat Dirks. Brines over center court. Brines comes along the far sideline, kicks it to Dombrowski. Dombrowski works away around the arc. Over to Atkins. Atkins trying to get it underneath to Spisak. That knocked away by Victory. Victory comes the other direction. Victory over center court. 51 seconds left to go. Eagles 23, Pioneer 49. As the ball over into the paint, put up by Heat Dirks. Contact underneath. That'll go against Pioneer. Rollins on the foul. 8 fouls for Pioneer. Heat Dirks puts it up off the back rim. Wouldn't fall for her. 43 seconds left to go here in the fourth. Pioneer with the 26-point lead. Again, the ball wouldn't fall. And Brines with the rebound. Brines coming down the far sideline over midcourt. And that tipped out of bounds by Heat Dirks. She's been all over the court on defense. The Skyline team, despite being down by a fair margin, has really battled the entire game, not showing any quit. Rollins with the ball in the paint. That wouldn't fall for her. Pulling it off, heading the other direction with it is Boynton. Boynton over on the far side to Victory. Atkins trying to knock it away. Whistle out of bounds. That ball will go over to Pioneer. 22 seconds left to go. Timeout, excuse me. Skyline with the timeout before it went out of bounds, so Skyline will retain possession. 22 seconds left. As the men's teams will play. Both men's varsity teams will play after this. Inbounded to Renee. Renee Faulkner over to Heat Turks. Heat Turks on the near wing, gets it to Varsity. Victory on the far wing, Victory. Bounce pass, trying to get it over. Salata over to Heat Turks. Heat Turks gets it to Renee Faulkner from the free throw line, puts it up and in. 4 seconds left to go. Eagles 25, Pioneer 49, and that is the end of the game. Pioneer victorious over the Eagles.